Hi, everybody. Welcome to the new normal. I'm your host, Lisa Davis, aka Litecoin Lisa. Today, I've got my buddy Blind Dave on with me. He has been advocating for everybody online to somehow be able to be a part of our event here in Oklahoma City for the Team Mighty Freedom Celebration. We are raising money to honor my dad, Steve Tomlinson. He's a Korean War vet and an atomic vet, and we're celebrating his life, honoring my daughter, Mighty Mia, and also giving a lot of respect and props to the Road to Ruta crew, Bix Weir, Amy Weir, and their crew for all the support that they've given to Team Mighty over the years, especially this last year. And so we want you guys to get here. We need your help to get behind what we're doing for Warriors for Freedom. We did a great interview with them earlier today. If you guys haven't seen that, please go to my channel and check that out and spread that around. That gives them support too. You can learn about all the great work they're doing to help prevent suicide for veterans. And be right back. We've got some great news for you. If you're not able to make it to Oklahoma City, you can still be a part of the event. Be right back after this. Hey, Dave, welcome to the show. How are you doing?
Doing good. How are you?
I'm doing good. You have been really busy. I know, I don't know if you're busier than I am, but I know you've been hustling for the community and helping me as well. And I really appreciate all the work that you've been putting into this and helping the veterans, trying to get things together so that we can fundraise and do things for Team Mighty and Warriors for Freedom. So I appreciate all your help.
Absolutely.
So you pushed me, you challenged me a little bit, and made
Well, it
me
was
grow and learn.
there was a lot of people who reached out who are not able to attend or within
Mhm.
Digibyte elsewhere, and as well as Litecoin and other Bitcoin friends, who were inquiring and were like, well, what if I can't go? Would there be a way to do this? And sorry for the extra work, but now I think that's going to happen.
I think you're right.
So as far as if you cannot attend, now you can still purchase a ticket on Lisa's website at litecoinlisa.net. You can attend virtually, as well as you can take part in the 6 NFTs that will be raffled off. So you'll be able to purchase your admission ticket as well as the raffle ticket at the same time.
Right. So right now I have it on the Team Mighty website. I'll go and I'll create a link from. You'll make me do one more step, but I'll do it. I'll do it for you guys. So what I did is I created a link on Team Mighty under the blog page. You can join Team Mighty. Let me make sure I'm screen sharing. Yes, I am. Join Team Mighty online. It says, can't make it to Oklahoma City, but want to show your support and be with us in spirit. Click below to purchase a ticket and watch a private streaming of the event online. You'll also be entered in a chance to win one of the animated Qubit House NFTs, estimated anywhere from $5,000 to $8,000. We're really, there's a couple of them, so it depends on which one you would end up getting. Get your ticket to join us online by clicking the box below. So this is the join online. But then I went ahead and put an OKC in-person ticket option there as well, because you might just be so inspired about all this that you're like, no, I just got to get there. I'm going to miss out. There's too many cool people. Last night I interviewed Andy Sheckman. Now he's coming. Public is considering it. He's in the car. He's going to join us here in a minute, hopefully. He's considering coming. We've got, Blind Dave's coming. We've got Bitcoin Ben. Like I said, Road to Ruta crew, Jenny Moonstone. I mean, just amazing people. Tom from the chat. We've got Jim from the chat. We've got, my gosh, a bunch of people.
Holly P,
Polly
Javier.
P, yeah, Javi, just a whole crew. So you really need to get there. And Nana, don't forget Nana. It's going to be a huge, huge weekend. So I'm really excited about it. We've already got, let's see, I think I'm up to almost 60. I think I was at 53 or 55 if I included me and Charlie, my Charlie, last count for the event. So we're getting up there and I'm really excited about it. But there is this opportunity if you're unable to attend. Excuse me. And what we did to make it as fair as possible is that it is $225. So the ticket price to attend the event is $125. And then if you're at the event, you can purchase a raffle ticket for $100 to enter you in the raffle for a chance to win one of these animated Qubit House NFTs. So Dave and I talked about it, and he talked with Winston, thank you, about what would be the most fair thing and what would do the best for the charity and all that. And we're like, well, it's just like them being there. It's not unfair to the people that are there. So if they paid $225, then that would be, and then I would give them an opportunity. So then I had to go create a private link. So when you click on this and you pay the $225 on your confirmation page, you will be given a link, a YouTube link that's private. If you try to go to my YouTube channel, you cannot see it. There's no way you can see it. You can't search for it. It's not something it's not even unlisted. It's just completely private. So that's the only way you can see it, is that way. So I will have my equipment there and I'll be streaming live, and then you'll have that opportunity. It is just the one opportunity or entry in the raffle if you want that virtual option. But that was, we felt like that was a great way that people that were unable to attend could have that experience, be part of it, and support the charity. And we really appreciate your support. I think that's great that people, are jumping in and want to be a part of this event, and also have an opportunity to possibly own one of these Qubit
and possibly
NFTs.
change your life.
Yeah, and change the life of some veterans, some very, very
right. All of this is for charity, and then also for the community, because like some of these NFTs, their value is 550 to 850,000 digibyte, and yes, it's only 1 cent, but that's $5,500 to $8,500. But just say if you just do the math, right? So as for charity, yes, but also for the community, in that 550,000 digibyte at Digibyte's recent high was 20 cents. So I mean, that's $110,000 at that point.
Wow.
So yeah, our goal is to hopefully, possibly change 6 people's lives from this, because that could do a lot of good for a lot of people. And for $100 at the event or $225 online, that I would say that right now the odds are definitely in your favor. So
yeah. Well, and Jim Montgomery is saying here in the chat, Lisa, while I was driving, I was so moved by your interview earlier with the vet that I'm adding another 10-ounce Beyond Mystic Tarot silver bar. So, and he's donated a Tim Tebow helmet and signed picture, a Jim Elway football, or no, wait, is it a Jim Elway or a John Elway? Oh, Jim Montgomery. I wrote Jim Elway Montgomery football. Anyway, I don't know what that Elway guy's name is. I know who Jim Montgomery is. Anyway, I really appreciate everybody's generosity. This is so cool, and I can't tell you, it was really exciting talking to the organization, the director, and to Derek today, and they're like, with the economy being the way it is and everything going on in the world today, they're like, they really are so focused on, he's told some really amazing stories today about, the work that they do with veterans and, just one-on-one, and have those relationships and really life-changing stuff. And he's like, our fundraising's been down so much. And so for you to just call out of the blue and say, you're doing this to honor your dad, and your mom chose us, and all this is just so awesome. And I said, and I'm sure my dad is just giggling, thinking, oh, I had this all picked out. My dad and Mia are probably, up there having a little snack party, speaking Spanish. So I put together this little like brochure kind of pamphlet thing, like a program, I guess, for the event. And I had this little darling picture of my dad and Mia on there. And I was talking about some of the things they had in common. They had, they both had heart issues, yes, and they both had lymphoma. But, we focused on the other things. They both loved giving hugs, and they were snugglers, and and they both love eating snacks with their fingers. They're both snacky. They both were little foodies. And they both love speaking Spanish. And I don't think either one of them were very good at it. But
now, also,
so.
a quick question.
Yeah.
Isn't the gentleman involved with the Warriors for Freedom, isn't he also in the same regimen or group or platoon as your father?
Yeah. So the founder, the woman who started the organization, one of the founders, her name's Erica Walker, and her son is actually in the same battalion, Old Ironsides, that my dad was in when he was in the Army. And so he's going to be at the event on Saturday, and they have a flag that they're going to present to my mom, and he's going to be the one that presents it to my mom in his uniform, which I just thought was so cool.
That is.
Yeah. So I get to tell all these stories about these people that I love, and we get to talk about America and freedom and the Road to Ruta crew that has been so supportive, and our community that's gotten behind us. And then, it's just such a positive environment, such good things. If you need something positive in your life, if you need to be around some good, positive people, like, this is the place to be. So I've got on my Twitter, I've got links to get your tickets. I also, I did post in the description of this video a link to that blog post on Team Mighty, where you can click on those and get either your tickets to the Oklahoma City event and or the event on the online option that will enter you in both of those. And make sure that you get your ticket to Bix's event on Friday night if you're coming to Oklahoma City, or if you're in Oklahoma City, it will be it's $25. You can pay at the door, but they really like to know ahead of time how many people are coming. So if you can, go to Bix's roadtoruta.com and get your ticket ahead of time. And that is going to be at Toby Keith's Bar and Grill on Friday, I believe at 5 o'clock. Let me double check. I don't know if we changed the time.
Yeah, I'll be there as well.
Yes. It will be a great
And
time.
also, like, if someone can't make it, can't they also purchase a ticket to use that for someone else to attend?
Sure, that would be great. Just let me know who you want me to put on the list. We'd love to have more butts in the seats. And oops, make sure I'm sharing the right screen. Yeah. So we've got Friday on Rotorua, Oklahoma City, Freedom Roadshow. Yeah, at the Toby Keith's. I love this bar and grill downtown, which is right by where we're having our event at the River Sport event, 5 to 9 p.m. So make sure you guys can get your ticket on that too. G Chin says he is crazing around Austin. Oh yeah, tonight Bix is in Austin. There's public. I think Bix is in Austin tonight. So if you guys are,
I just lost audio again. Are you kidding
oh
me?
no.
I heard you a second ago.
Hey,
I'm gonna go
TPA.
back out and do the old routine.
Okay.
That's insane. I'll be right
Catch you
back.
back. So today's the 3rd, right? If you guys are in Austin or in the Austin area, make sure you go check out Bix tonight. He is, let's see where he is tonight.
Is Snippy going to be making it to this event or no?
I don't know. I asked him about it and he was like, well, maybe. I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised if he showed up at the last minute. I'll hit him up again. I'll text him and ask him again. But I know Jean Claude's not because he's in Commie Canada. But let's see here. Wednesday, August 3rd at the ballroom is where Bix is tonight. And that's from 6 to 9. So that one's a little bit an hour later. Oh, that one guest lists are closed. Oh, but spots are available at the door. Okay. So online sales are closed, but you can still go to the door and
yeah, I think Javier is going to be at that one. I think he's en route to come to Oklahoma City.
Okay, cool. Cool. Yeah, I'm really excited about it. We've got so much going on. We're running around. Cannon and I had a few errands this morning. We got wristbands this morning, and we've got our balloon towers ordered. Trying to think. We have our air conditioner supposed to get fixed tomorrow morning.
Oh wow!
So yeah, it'll be it'll be great.
Well, I did also want to speak a little more to everyone about Qubit.
Yeah.
Qubit House, right? So
yeah.
the website is qubit.house. You can go there. You can visit. You can scroll around and see what all is there. But every NFT within Qubit is a one of one. There are not multiples of the same one.
Mm-hmm.
And there will only be 10,000. So here again, though, on the Digibyte blockchain, right? So how much would it cost someone to use OpenSea to create 10,000 NFTs? So if you're a creator, I would recommend taking a look at digiassetx.com as well. But yeah, the qubits, there will only be 434 animated qubits, but with all the qubits, if you own one in the future, there will also be an additional airdrop where, and they're going to be called the deviants version of qubits. So sort of like that of the deviants.
I got a lot of things happening here. I don't know what the heck happened. Sorry. Everything just turned on all at the same time.
Okay.
Yeah. I have no idea what happens.
Okay, I see a link or a tab for the deviants. It says it's almost here. The date is approaching fast, and we're making preparations. So that's not in the boutique.
Airdrop. Okay. You're going to get an additional NFT as an airdrop. But the deviants are more like the garbage pail kids version. So you have the good side, the bad side. So these are going to be more like, I would say the bad version, if you will. But the other thing is, right, I was hit up with this the other day based upon the raffle and whatnot of Qubit House and digiassetx.com. to be a content creator, the only part of that is centralized is the KYC. You do have to KYC because they don't want inappropriate things listed, like no nudity, that sort of thing. So there are certain guidelines to stay behind. But that is the most decentralized way to do it, to be a content creator. So that way also you don't infringe on anyone else's copywritten material. So anything like that, that was the best way to go about it without having scammers and spammers and all kinds of bad things being put on Digibyte blockchain. That was the best way to solve that. But as far as the most decentralized, I do believe that it is the most decentralized NFT platform, as well as it opens up smart contracts on digiassetx.com. So it works through IPFS, Interplanetary Filing System, whereas like Matthew Cornelius, the founder of DigiAssetX, saw the issues with all these other NFT platforms and whatnot, and to instead of have it on Google servers or third-party servers in such a way, you download a node and you run a node, and it's held through IPFS across the globe on those nodes. So by Digibyte being focused on security and as well as the true the most decentralized, that has sometimes been an issue, but that was the best way that those within could find a solution. So that's what Matthew Cornelius is the founder of digiassetx.com and created that as a solution for NFTs. So content creators are more than welcome. It's inexpensive to create. I believe there is a file size limit, but you're only paid upon the amount of file size that you use. I want to say it's 80. I think it's 80, but I would have to double check that as far as the file size. But a more decentralized way to do this, and through DigiAssetX, and and then also like the wallet that is on Google and your app store for Digibyte, we don't suggest that any longer. We suggest using the Coinami wallet, which is a V3 wallet, a third version wallet, which does support the holding of your NFTs. So download the Coinami wallet, get your 24-word seed phrase, set a password as well, and write it down. Not your keys, not your crypto. Not your keys, not your assets.
Yes.
So
I was going to put that in, or have that on my, have that at the sign up or right there when everybody comes in, to tell everybody to go ahead and download a Coinami wallet if they don't have one already, just so that everybody's got it, and send out to everybody that purchased a ticket. I can send an email out and just kind of have a link there and just say, go ahead and download this, just so they have that done. I would ask Coinami for a donation to the charity. We're telling everybody to download their wallet.
And then the other cool thing, through the Coinami wallet, is you can also use DigiID. It takes about a second, really, to show someone how to do it, and you log in through DigiAssetX. So, on your mobile phone, say you already have the Coinami wallet installed. You exit out completely, then you open up your web browser and go to digiassetx.com. And then at the very top right, it'll say log in. You just tap log in. It'll pop up a QR code. You just touch the QR code and let go real quick, and then it will automatically open up your Coinami wallet right then. So you just use DigiID to log into Coinami.
Okay.
So it's really quick and really cool.
Dave, Daddy-O has a question for you. He says, is this for holding NFTs or also holding Digibyte?
Both.
Both.
You can hold your Digibyte as well as the NFT on Coinami. To actually visualize it and see it on your phone is through the DigiAssetX, through the IPFS is what you're logging into at that point to be able to view it, like on your cell phone or your PC. So it's through digiassetx.com, but through that you can also hold Digibyte on digiassetx.com as well as on Coinami. And same thing, you can decide that you want to transfer or sell, and you can trade amongst friends. You can even burn it, which I don't suggest, which basically eliminates the NFT. So I don't suggest the burn feature. But also, I recently found out to sell, you also do have to KYC through DigiAssetX. So, which is held at Yoti, YOTI, that is the only part that is centralized, but it is the most decentralized way to do NFTs.
And Coinomi's been around for a little bit too, right? They're not one of these fly by night ones. They've actually been quite successful for a few years now, right?
Yes, and they hold many different crypto assets.
Yep, as well as swaps. You can swap on there. You can do a few other different things on there too.
Yeah, some of these Qubit House.
There's a
NFTs
lot. Like you've been scrolling
like,
for 5 minutes here, 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got a total of 10,000 that are going to exist. They're all one of ones. There are no like multiples and whatnot until the deviants come about. But
There's
the
like
deviants will still be different.
Americana one. Or what is this? Isn't that
like Captain America?
Captain America. Mm-hmm. And it's a party one.
Those are cool.
Oh, it's cool. And it says,
yeah, it's like the entry level price of these is like right at $100 worth. You know, so I can't see without alt plus
8,669.11198 Digibyte.
Yeah, they were like 10,000, so maybe they're moving with the market to equal. Wait, so yeah, they are moving with the market. They were like 10,000, so they're moving with the market. So that would mean that for the price of Digibyte going up, I haven't looked today, but I think it's like 115 or like
0.012 right now, Dave.
Okay. So yeah, so from when Digibyte was like right at 1 cent, it was 10,000 Digibytes. So yeah, the market is adjusting the price. So if one were to sell, and not financial advice, this is just me thinking off top of my head, right? So like if one were to sell 550,000 Digibyte worth when the price came back down, it's possibly it could go up in Digibyte at that point as well to then sell and then buy back in later.
I'm just better to have more coins, right?
Right, exactly, for the coin value, right? So I was just thinking that like at 1 cent, it was 550,000 Digibyte to 850,000 Digibyte. But I'm thinking that if the price of Digibyte were to come back down and retrace a bit, because honestly, I still feel that we're in a bull trap at the moment. There's too much going on. right now it seems to be an everything bubble, from inverse bond yield curves to, everything globally. I mean, then derivatives and Federal Reserve coming out raising rates and whatnot. So right now it's an everything bubble. So, and then it's also tied to, crypto is also tied to that of equities. So when equities drop in value, so does crypto, it seems. And as Bitcoin as a trading pair of all other crypto, whatever happens there will affect the entire market. So,
Dave, let me
just
ask you something.
pair.
When did that happen? I remember when I first started playing with cryptos on a more serious basis. It was mid to end of 2017. I know you've been in for quite a while before that.
2014.
Now back in the day, the price used to be determined by basically whatever you can get it for on the exchange. Now,
Correct.
Today, it's listed on all these different markets. We got the stock market involved. When do you feel, I know it's kind of off topic, but it's something I think about a lot. When did we as market makers lose control? When did it switch over to kind of on the sly, switch over onto the big markets, to the stock exchange, to the larger exchanges?
Think about it. Think about it this way. So when major financial corporations began to get involved in crypto, I would say was about 2014. And at that point, when these different fund managers and whatnot hold a basket of assets that they would normally trade, but then here's crypto, and they diversified into crypto as well around that time frame. So if say the equities have a hiccup because of so many different reasons, from stock buybacks, inflating the actual price to where PE ratios don't even make sense within equities. These different funds have so much crypto, but if they lose so much in equities and in other markets, they're going to quickly sell the crypto to cover their shorts and cover their longs of equities.
Now, a couple follow-up questions that I don't know. I finally got somebody who knows a lot more than this about me than I do. So do you think that they're actually selling on chain? I personally don't believe they are. I think they're trading amongst themselves among their own kind of derivatives.
Correct. Go to Masari.
So then why does that affect the price? I guess is my question. These aren't on-chain transactions. I've long felt that we've almost, I don't want to say lost control, but we've lost the edge with this market as the individual investor or user.
Well, that's why Binance owns CoinMarketCap. That's exactly why Binance owns CoinMarketCap. Go to Masari.io. If you want to see the difference between reported market cap and true on-chain transactions, you will quickly see there's a difference of like 300 to 1 that's being traded. And that's just a difference of the left hand selling to the right hand within an exchange. It does not go on-chain until it is withdrawn from the exchange and put into cold storage. That's when it becomes on chain. So
that kind of leads to my second question, Rick. Sorry to interrupt you before I forget it. So my second question is then, do you feel that cryptos in general have almost turned into what we have with silver, where there's nothing to do with the put it in your hand price? It's just a price that the market prints that day, or that a bank prints that day, or what the newspaper tells us it is that day. It's not actually the put it in your hand price. Like,
correct.
The similarity between, how silver, the put it in your hand price could be 20, 25, 30% more in some cases.
Yeah, I would agree with that, because it's like, how can I do see it that way, as far as, spot value versus, in your hand value. They are playing, they've been playing this game for a while now, where they try to, years ago in crypto, we stood on stage, we we went after everyone from corporate finance to all of these economists and whatnot, and we're basically laughed off stage, but I believe now they're finding out that truly we were correct. We were trying to announce that this is a new system. And I feel
Sure.
that now they're trying to manipulate it to where they can get a further position into this market. Their goal is not to just have enough. Their goal is they want to run it. But
Sure.
the problem is that it is decentralized and they cannot run it. They have no control. We can do this amongst ourselves as peer-to-peer, like that of the white paper of Bitcoin, right? So now they understand that we were correct in saying that this is a new system. Now that was kind of the issue that I took, in chat with the gentleman from yesterday's interview. It wasn't an issue. It was just in addition to metals to also consider crypto, because yes, it is a paradigm shift. It is another vehicle to use to transfer your wealth from one monetary system into whatever they choose, whatever they want to implement next. And that's kind of where we are with the Bretton Woods and all of this kind of stuff, right?
Mhm.
So, I mean, gold and silver work great, but with crypto, okay, after 2008, we only had gold, silver, and cash under the mattress. They harvest our wealth every generation, a few times. And with crypto, that eliminates that. So, I see crypto as more of a solution to the problem. Instead of a head in the sand approach, waiting for the money changers to develop a new system for us to take part in. So yes, gold and silver do work, and they will work excellent there. But with crypto, it's more addressing the problem.
Gotcha. That's a great explanation. Thank you. One more quick follow-up question for you. Sorry, Lisa, kind of hijacked
You're
it.
good. No, you're good.
So
I
one more
had him
follow-up
the
question.
first half.
Yeah, I know. Thank you. I get some Dave time.
Yeah.
So we all know, or a lot of us know, that the only way that the price of precious metals, gold and silver, and many others that are non-precious or semi-precious, the only way we're going to get a real price breakout or realize actual value of these assets, we understand that there has to be a breakdown in the system. The big banks have to lose their manipulation control and lose their authority within the system of suppressing prices. I feel cryptos are suffering from a lot of that right now, where certain coins are suppressed or not allowed to flourish or not allowed to do what they're going to do. Do you think that there's another way that crypto can break free of the chains of Big Brother, or are we going to have to follow that same general breakdown?
Yes, I agree with Uncle Cliff that you will see, in my opinion, you will see 2 more market cycles, in my opinion, based upon like the CBDCs, because they're going to try and they will fail. And I think that they will fail twice. First time, they're going to try to get the code to work for them and to also try to control us as far as on taxes, right? So that will be the on and off ramp. This is just my perception of the way that I see it working in the future, is that they're going to try to utilize CBDCs to control us in like moving back, as a vehicle from crypto back into fiat or fiat into crypto. I do see that, but I see them failing at the same time, because no government, no nation state wants to release what it is that they do. They will never want, once government gets control of something, good luck ever getting that back.
Agreed. It's
Look at the
permanent.
Patriot Act. So, I mean, you cannot, government is not willing to give up that power. It's power hungry at that point. So I see them trying to use this and to code and to do different things to try to control it. And then the second time, and to basically try to sell it to everyone else as that it is blockchain, and it is not. It is not crypto. It is not blockchain. If it is not on a public ledger for you to view and to trace back to inception, that is not a blockchain.
It's just a distributed ledger.
That's just
Right.
fiat coin. Think of, whenever you see that, think fiat coin. Whenever you hear CBDC, you hear in your mind fiat coin, because that's all that it is. It just means infinite dollar or infinite yuan or whichever country. That's all that it means. And without the actual oversight to then report that as far as what they're spending. I mean, look at what like Dr. Skidmore and Catherine Austin Fitts found a few years ago, where, now if you go to, look at the debt, it shows like 30 trillion, but way back then they found an additional 22 trillion.
Yep.
That just went completely unreported. So are we actually on the hook for like 60 trillion currently? I don't think we have a clue how many dollars are in existence or how much there is, circulating globally. And here again, we exported our inflation. We got back goods and services. Now they're bypassing the US dollar with everything else from the BRICS nations and other nations wanting to jump on and, daily to that. So when those dollars come back home, that's when, we're already seeing, the transitory results now, right? But when that day happens,
it officially hits the fan.
There is no Kissinger today.
Yeah.
And exponentially when the
but additionally to
is,
that other gentleman you had on yesterday with from the
Andy
metals.
Scheckman. Mm-hmm.
Yes, Andy Scheckman. The other thing that I would say in addition to that, right? So for me, crypto is freedom. Yes, I own gold. Yes, I own silver. But with crypto, I can memorize 12 words. I can cross any border in the world and not be not have to deal with civil asset forfeiture laws.
Yeah.
Whereas anywhere else, you have any border in the world, if you have more than $10,000 to declare, it is then just seized. Now, yes, legally, like by Article 1, Section 8 of the U.S. Constitution, yes, you can declare that as legal tender. Good luck getting it back.
Mm-hmm.
You'll get a check back in the mail if you're lucky. They'll seize it. They'll confiscate it. And then you're also faced with other legal things. You will be, I don't know if it's fined. I don't know if it's a misdemeanor or a felony. I haven't looked that deep into it. But let's say you travel with $20,000 just in cash, and you do not declare that. I do know that is criminal. I don't know to what extent, though. But with crypto, I memorize 12 words. I can go anywhere in the world. I can borrow anyone else's device, log in. I have instant access to my funds with no threat of civil asset forfeiture laws. So I'm free. I can do whatever I want when I want.
You're also not endangering your life traveling with that much money,
Right.
Then,
But yes, I own gold. I own silver. I do think that is core in every portfolio. Mm-hmm. But yet again, not advice in any way, shape, or form, just what I perceive.
There are things changing all over. So Sean is okay, everybody. I heard from him last night around 10 o'clock. He had some car trouble, and then his phone died, and then some things happened. But he brought up to me that that Ford is getting rid of dealerships. And then I found an article talking about not just Ford, but Ford and GM to make stronger push to stop flipping and price gouging of popular models. So they're talking about, and my husband was in the car business for 35 years. They're talking about how and he went to the auction today to talk to some of his buddies, and he said it's exactly what Sean was talking about in this article that I sent him. They said as new car prices rise and demand continues to outstrip supply, some dealers have been known to raise the prices of their offerings. Some are doing it by tens of thousands of dollars. Some dealers are also placing orders with false names to increase their supply. So Ford has been trying all year to get dealers to stop overcharging customers by issuing stronger and stronger warnings. Last week, Ford had to update its definition of a broker and warned all of them that flipping new vehicles for large profit could result in not getting more of that model in the future. GM has had to issue similar warnings to its dealer network and has said this week that some warranties for popular models could no longer be transferred to new buyer if the car was resold within the first year. So too many people are taking advantage of the new car shortage by selling their own just purchased highly in demand vehicles. In many cases, dealers are in on the action and affected automakers are not pleased. Social media has been full of people posting new car window stickers that show dealers are adding $20,000, $30,000, even $50,000 and asking the price of new model under the guise of market adjustment. And I know this is happening right here in Oklahoma City. So Ford's taken the most heat for these markups. It's also tried multiple times to get its dealers to knock it off. In January, according to CarBuzz, Ford admitted that a limited number of dealerships were requiring customers to pay more than the agreed upon price for the 2020 F-150 Lightning electric truck, even after the order had been placed. The price gouging was negatively impacting customer satisfaction and damaging to the Ford Motor Company brand, the dealer body reputation, Ford said in a letter to dealers. The letter also warned that any dealers caught increasing prices might get not all the Lightnings that they and their customers had ordered. Other popular Ford models getting marked up were Broncos, Bronco Sport, F-150 Raptor, and the Mustang Mach-E. As far back as December 2021, Ford Mike Levine suggested customers look for a dealer that won't pull any fast ones about pricing, which good luck with that. In February, Ford CEO Jim Farley said during an earnings call that around 10% of its dealers were responsible for these extra charges. Oh, I bet it's way more than that. Farley said that automaker knew which dealers were causing the problems and repeated the threat about future allocations. Ford said that in May it would implement stronger name matching policy requiring a higher percentage of sales to be delivered to the person for whom the dealer originally told Ford had ordered the vehicle. This change was meant to prevent dealers from using a fake name to order the vehicle and then flip it by selling it for more money to another real customer. Despite all these new rules, Ford had sent an even stronger letter to the dealers last week. The automaker has now changed the definition of who is considered a broker and warns that any broker, now basically anyone who might be involved with ordering and flipping a popular model, will be punished. The first offense could result in getting vehicles in the future ordered at a 1-to-1 ratio. So you overcharge for a Lightning today, your next Lightning order will be one vehicle short. And a second strike means a dealer might not get any more of that model to sell for the current next model year, Ford said. GM's limiting warranty transfers. It's not only the automaker dealing with these problems. North America, GM North America, Steve Carlisle sent a letter to dealers warning that the small minority of bad actors who were price gouging and that GM might not send them vehicles that they were allocated in the future. Last week, the automaker escalated efforts to stop dealers and individuals from reselling their sought-after models. The Corvette blogger reported on a letter to dealers describes the new tactic is to limit the transfer of some warranties for high-end models. Let's see, if the vehicle is sold within the first 12 months of ownership, making flipping far less appealing. So the models include the Corvette Z06, the GMC Hummer EV, the Cadillac Escalade V. So I thought, since you are a car guy, Dave, and a master tech of I don't even know how many years, all your qualifications, I really wanted to get your feedback on that car situation.
Okay, well, that doesn't surprise me. But first, my degree is automotive technology, Phi Theta Kappa, National Honor Society. I was a Ford Asset graduate, which is an apprenticeship program that I went through as well. and I was ASE A1 through A8 plus an L1, which is a master tech, but all those ASEs are expired now, but whatever. But
And
no,
you
that
still
doesn't
are a
surprise me one
badass
bit.
with cars. Yes.
That doesn't surprise me one bit, because that's one of the reasons why I left the dealership, was that what Ford had done at that time was just wrong. Say if a water pump pays you 3.5 hours, I mean, just for instance, right? Um, Water pump pays you 3.5 hours, remove, reinstall, not counting diagnosis, anything else. But, what Ford did was, under warranty, they paid their technicians half. So they would only get 1.75 hours wrench time instead of, or book time, not the full 3.5 hours. So that's how they manipulated the system to show everyone, well, Ford has the least amount in warranty work. So that doesn't surprise me one bit, that different
Yeah.
dealerships are trying different things like that. The Lightning truck was like their high-end truck, kind of like what Cyclone was to GM
GM. Yeah.
back in the day. So
Was it a
um,
turbocharged 3.6 liter?
I don't
of
know.
what?
It can't pull a
The
trailer for
Typhoon?
more than 8 hours before the battery, or what did they, 8 hours or
Well,
8 miles?
A 3.8
It's a piece
liter.
of crap.
Ford has a 3.8 liter, but that's a 6-cylinder. 8-cylinder has the 4.6 and the 5.4. But
Mm.
I don't know currently. I haven't dove into that in quite a while, as far as where it's at now, what
Yeah.
they're doing with different so-called smart vehicles, and
I just thought it was interesting
hybrids,
that like they're,
electric, and that sort of stuff.
yeah, that they're really like getting in on that middleman, and kind of hammering down on that middleman.
Well, this has been going on with, let's say, luxury watches for years and years and years. The dealers can't sell them for more than what the retail is listed for. What people would do right away is they would buy them and then just go out and flip them and make 30, 40, 50% in some cases for the same watch, unworn, in 10 minutes out the back door. What they started to do was similar. The manufacturers would cut down on the watches that they would be able to get. There's now the whole secondary market, which is arguably much larger than the retail market. It's interesting though, with you had mentioned GM, and I know Corvette. I just read something yesterday or so. Corvette is offering a $5,000 bonus if you keep your car. Let's say you buy the new Corvette Z06 or whatever it was, and you keep it for a year, then you get a $5,000 bonus or cash back of some point. Yeah. They're basically trying to bribe people to keep the cars and not enter them back into the secondary market.
Interesting.
And honestly, I think that the C8 is the best supercar out there, with parts readily available. And especially for someone, I had a Corvette because, to get a higher end vehicle and not used to trying to drive that low to the ground, I think that's the better option. But as far as in the supercar class, I think with the warranty that's involved, I think with the parts readily available, mid-engine, I don't think that, to me, that's a no-brainer. I would choose the Corvette C8 for a price tag of 85,000 roughly, compared to that of like a Ferrari. I don't know. I'm a Ferrari guy too, so I like
I was gonna say
I,
I
I
love
like
a
the
Ferrari.
Ferrari 355. You can get one of those, low miles and whatnot, but most people don't realize the cost of maintenance of owning a vehicle like
That's
that.
true.
Like
Sure.
the 355, every 15,000 miles, you have to replace all the belts, all the hoses, the water pump, everything. The only way to do it all, the
Just take
service,
the
is to
engine out,
remove
don't
the
you?
engine. You have
Yeah.
to remove
Nice.
the engine. So it's a huge expense, but it's
Yeah.
built and it's easy to work on. It's built to be able to do that. But if you go to purchase a vehicle like that, do your homework before buying it. Otherwise, I say the Corvette is the better option.
And for an
I
extra
like the Audi R8.
for an extra $10,000 or $15,000, you put a bolt-on supercharger on it, and then you've got an absolute beast of a car.
As long as you're under 8,000 miles, that is correct, because you put too much whenever you add any sort of boost, whether that be turbocharged, supercharged, you put more pressure on your main rod bearings, but also the piston rings. So as long as it has below 8,000 miles, I would say okay, as just a trial to see. But in a case like that, like if you're doing performance work and whatnot and super tuning a vehicle, you run an oil change of like 1,000 miles, and then you take that oil to to someone to analyze that oil to make sure that you don't have like excess copper in the engine, that sort of thing, to where you're not damaging other internal components.
Good point.
You are awesome. Brilliant mind. I could talk to you about cars. I listened to your Twitter spaces about cars the other night for probably, I don't know, over an hour. Just amazing. But I've got to run and get Cannon to jiu-jitsu, so I'm going to let you go. Thanks again for all your work on this, helping with the event. I can't wait to see you here in Oklahoma City. Public, I hope you can work it out and get here. I know there's
I'm working
a
on
chance. You're saying there's a chance.
There's a chance.
There's a chance. You guys go to the link in the description of this video. Get your tickets to Oklahoma City. We'd love for you to get here so we can give you a big hug. You can celebrate with us. If you're not able to, please consider getting a ticket to watch the live stream. You'll be entered in a chance to win one of those really cool NFTs that, as Dave said, might just change your life. Dave will be giving you tech support on it. If you need any tech support, if you are one of the winners, one of the lucky winners for that. So take a chance and support a great cause and be a part of something and some great people that I care deeply about. So we'll see you guys next time on The New Normal. Take care.